Right, guys, welcome back to our Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley breakdown. So we're going to be going through the second fight and going over what happened and what we see each of the fighters doing next. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. We're very close to 100 subscribers now, so we'd really appreciate it. Yeah, so what a night, man.
What a night. I was asleep for it, but great night. Did you stay up?
No, I didn't stay up for it. I saw it this morning. But I'm pretty glad I didn't stay up for it because the actual fight was quite boring. So it went like 6 rounds, and it was quite dry, to be fair. And then that punch basically come out of nowhere, and everyone was like, "What the hell?" But if you haven't seen it already, I'll stick in a clip.
Face plant by Woodley. Horrible KO.
You let down the MMA community again, man. Like, you didn't think you could do worse than the first time. And just when you think Woodley can't disappoint you anymore, he delivers every time. Like, Jesus Christ, man. He got turned into an absolute meme. Yeah, vicious knockout by Jake Paul. But I don't understand how he didn't see the punch coming. I don't even know. Like,
he said that he just don't know why he just dropped his hand. He doesn't actually know himself why he dropped his hand to let that punch come through.
Do you think it's the pressure of the situation and stuff? Like, obviously he mounted all that pressure. He's playing mind games, like giving Woodley a Rolex before the fight and stuff like that. Like,
obviously I think he does feel pressure, but I think everyone, Jake's gonna feel pressure. Like, it's part of it. You know what I mean? But for an experienced guy who's fought for world titles, it shouldn't be pressure. I just don't know. I'm not too sure why. He doesn't even know. If he doesn't know himself, there's no way we're going to know at that point why he dropped his hand. But he's going to have to live with that now. And I feel like his career is done. Like, there's nothing else for him. I don't...
Bro, You're saying that he come out in the post-fight press conference, goes, "I want to carry on boxing next year. I want to get out 4 times next year." And I was thinking, who against? Who are you going to fight? You're either going to have to fight for absolutely no money whatsoever because you're not getting fights. You're not getting big payday fights any. No chance, man. Especially after that, he stacked it in front of millions of people, watching around the world. It's just embarrassing. I went on Twitter this morning, and it's all I seen. I was just scrolling for ages. I just kept seeing different videos of different angles of him just face planting. And I was like, fuck's sake.
The thing is that, you know what's weird though? He might just get on some sort of Triller card and get paid like 250 grand like Mike Perry did. It's just weird.
There is one fight for him that I think could happen. Dan Hardy still keeps calling him out. Dan Hardy was calling him a bitch today and stuff like that. I think Dan
Hardy just gets offended about that. He loves the MMA community so much. He just gets offended when something just lets him down.
He's assigned to ONE FC, so I don't know. I don't know if Woodley seems like he's sticking with the boxing, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But
so Dan Hardy's signed with ONE FC.
He's been cleared by ONE FC. He had to do a medical to fight. He's been cleared for his medical now because that was the issue that made him leave the UFC, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Medical issue.
Yeah.
But it's been cleared, and he's been speaking to ONE FC about fighting on ONE FC. So
he probably doesn't want to give the UFC the pay-per-view numbers. Because of this beef.
Well, that's if I don't think Dana will put him on the card.
Yeah.
But enough of Dan Hardy anyway. But Tyron Woodley, I don't really know where he goes from here, to be honest.
I think he's like 38 now.
Bro, he's made 2 big bags off these last 2 fights.
Yeah. He got lucky with this one. He got lucky, with Tommy.
His lap. Yeah.
With Tommy fumbling it. But all right, let's talk about fair play to Jake Paul. I mean, you can't really knock him. He knocked out Woodley.
He's knocked out every guy he's faced so far, man. Just I don't know, man. I feel like now, you can't not take him seriously. He's knocked out a 5-time UFC champion. Whether you believe people from the UFC can fight or not, he's knocked out a tough guy in horrible fashion as
Yeah.
well. So the guy has got wherever he
He's
goes
got
into a
power.
fight. Yeah, he's got knockout power, so he will always have a puncher's chance in a
Yeah.
fight. But
I mean, he's like 6'2" and like, he's like 190 pounds he weighs.
yeah, I think he's 6 foot dead. Like he
Oh,
probably,
he's 6 foot.
I think he gasses up his weight. 'Cause Logan's taller than him, and he's like 6'1". So I don't think he's
Oh,
6'2".
okay. But he looks
But
stocky though.
he's definitely, yeah, he's quite stocky. But that's the thing as well. He's fought guys that have been smaller than him so far. That's why the Tommy fight would have been so exciting, because they were the same weight,
Yeah.
the same height, similar reach. Like everything was
Yeah.
matched up perfectly. And I don't know, man. It's a weird one, because I think Tommy would been the better boxer in the fight, but then there's always that chance if he fumbles it once, boom, like, it's over, isn't it? But
Yeah.
very interesting to see where Jake goes with his career, and I think he's starting to gain respect off people. There's still a
Yeah.
lot. Anytime any like credible boxing site puts up anything about Jake Paul, they get absolutely butchered in the comments. But I feel like it's becoming less and less and less now. And I think if he did fight Tommy Fury this time and beat him,
Yeah.
they can't say anything after that. Like
Yeah.
no one can say shit. So
Yeah. But the thing is, like, he didn't seem interested in the Fury fight. He was calling out Masvidal, Diaz, McGregor. These guys are under contract for the UFC. It's not possible.
Masvidal replied as well, and he
In
basically
a little dark room, like a red room. That was weird.
yeah, it looked like he was in like a red light district or something, and he was basically like signing a 1 fight deal with the UFC, and
Yeah, it's not gonna do it.
he's like, I'll drop you on your spine or something. It's like, why is he gonna go over to the UFC when he's making more money boxing, like bombs and banging them? So,
and plus, I see the comment in there. I think he goes, Masvidal speaking quietly because he doesn't want to wake up Kobe. But yeah, that was a bit of a weird video. And he's like, yeah, let's not. It's not gonna happen. I think everyone knows that's not gonna happen. So it's only pro boxers now that he's gonna go for. But I don't know who's got a big enough name with a small enough record. Always sort of pointing towards Tommy Fury. Like, I can't think of anyone else.
To be honest, I think in terms of his career trajectory now in boxing, I think you should go Tommy Fury. If he somehow wins that, go for like a big money fight, like I don't know, just like Mayweather or something, and then he's going to look completely outskilled in that, and then finish off his career with like maybe like KSI or something like that, which is going to sell bare pay-per-views again. I think he's probably got about 2-3 fights. I don't believe him when he says I want to be like an actual boxer. Like,
he says he wants to be a world champ.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all, and I don't think he's
like Canelo.
He's 24 years old. He's he's very young, and the level of opposition he's probably fought is probably better than a lot of 24-year-old boxing prospects. But I don't know if he has it in him, to be honest. He doesn't look spectacular or anything in the ring, but he seems to hold a lot of power. But then he's fighting guys smaller than him, so we don't know how that would translate into larger opponents. So
I think definitely the Fury fight next, and then maybe fight. I don't know. Like, some people say like that he's gearing up these fights to fight his brother, and then that would be like them two just make loads of money.
I think Logan would batter him. I genuinely think
Logan does look a lot bigger though.
Yeah, I think he'd beat him. I think he's a better athlete as well, but I just don't think he's got that like horrible like side to him as much as Jake does. I seen there was a video of like Logan and Nate Diaz talking to each other and just fucking hanging out as well. I just think Logan's a bit more of the nice guy, like the sensible guy, and he's a bit more of a like talky mouth kind of brother. Yeah, problem child. Yeah, there you go, problem
but
child.
The thing is, like, I feel like when he was talking about Diaz is smaller. That's 170, a small 170.
Yeah.
And I feel like he'll just get cut. Like, Jake Paul will obviously land eventually in there, and he will land. Like, Diaz always gets landed on, and he'll just cut, and they'll probably just call it. If it's a bad cut, they'll just call it off.
And you know, this is, I hate to say it as well. I think he'll TKO Diaz as well, because you got to think in UFC it's very different. Diaz gets hit and dropped a lot in the UFC, but then he has his jiu-jitsu to fall back on. Whereas in boxing, if he's getting teed off like he does in the UFC, or he gets dropped, it's a count. So I think that fight could get stopped. And I don't think Diaz has actually got that much power to like really cause Jake trouble. So interesting fight, but It'd sell pay-per-views, but
It's our
I
killer
think it'd
pay-per-views, but
be
thing is,
another
Diaz
loss
is just
for the MMA community.
Diaz has just extended his contract though, so it's not going to
Nah,
happen.
it's not. No, I would. I think Dana is not going to let fighters go over to fight him, because if it's another, he's already had 2 guys that have fought on his promotion look fucking stinky against Jake Paul. Like, he's not going to allow them, because at the end of the day, it kind of downplays how skillful the UFC fighters are. Watching them go in and get battered by this guy who's an absolute novice. Like, and then a lot of casuals don't understand it's a complete different sport. Like, if Jake even stepped in there with like a 155er, he'd get fucking wrestled and submitted in a second. Like, he's not even as good at wrestling as his brother was. Like, it's completely different. But it's interesting to see where it goes, man. I feel like the world's his oyster a bit at the minute. He's just chatting shit, and like he's backing it up, man. He's basically doing what McGregor was doing at featherweight. Like, chatting shit but backing it up. Whereas McGregor now chats shit but he can't back it up.
Also, shout out Chris Avila.
I saw that he won on the card.
He got the win.
He fought the guy that Tommy Fury fought last time. I forget his name now.
Anthony.
Pretty Boy Taylor, that's it. Anthony.
Pretty Boy Taylor, yeah.
He's a weirdo. He goes in, sits on the undercard, gets battered, and goes home. Like, that's...
I mean, I was watching a few Chris Avila interviews like this week, and he's literally a carbon copy of Nate Diaz. Like, he copies his lisp, and he copies how he talks, and he just says exactly what Nate says. Like, I'm just gonna go in, get the job done, see what happens. Like, literally just like everything that Nate would say, he just says it.
Yeah, but you know what it is? He's probably around him so much that if he doesn't talk with a lisp, Nate don't understand it. You have to put it on over time.
Yeah, but everything. But I think he's been with that camp for years, because I remember he fought on the McGregor 2 card against Artem.
Oh, right, 202.
202. So I think he's probably been with them even before that. So he probably just like grew up with Nick and Nate, and he just like basically taken on their personality.
Yeah, nice. But it's interesting for like that whole YouTube boxing world. I think another also shout out is Amanda Serrano, man. It looks like Jake Paul is going to get that fight with Katie Taylor done, you know. He's pushing
her a lot. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I think Katie Taylor's now past her prime as well. So I think that's why he's putting that push on. Eddie Hearn obviously wants to make it. It's probably the biggest money fight in women's boxing.
Yeah.
I think Jake Paul's going to be the one that gets it done, man. He's pushing her a lot.
Yeah, he's pushing her all the time.
And you know what? I don't know. Oh, Katie, I don't think she's looked as good, man, in the last couple of fights that I've seen. Like, I've started watching more because they're obviously on DAZN and stuff, but I just don't think she's looked that impressive, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another interesting point that comes with the whole Jake Paul package as well, man.
Yeah. I think we've covered that. Yeah. Anything else from that we need to discuss?
That's it, really, man. Yeah, we'll stick in the knockout, like I said earlier. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend going to watch the rest of the fight. It's quite dry.
It's like clinching and not much throwing.
Yeah, I think Woodley like wrestled him to the ground as well at one point. I was thinking, what the fuck's going on? It's a shit show. But yeah, we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
For this breakdown of the Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley 2 fight. Let us know in the comments who you think Jake should fight next as well, because all roads seem to lead to Tommy Fury for me, if that fight can happen in the new year. But let us know if you think otherwise. Make sure you subscribe to the channel or check us out on Instagram at championship_rounds_official. It's not the most catchy name on Instagram, but yeah, that's it.
Stay tuned for our award ceremony coming soon.
Oh, shit, yes. Yeah. Now we're at the end of the year. We'll be doing a UFC award ceremony as well. So that will probably be dropping next week some point. So stay tuned for that and keep it locked.
Keep it locked.